Hi, everybody.
Happy Wednesday here, at least. Welcome to Adobe Live. Today I'm with Kevin.
Hi, everyone.
And we're going to be demoing some on Adobe XD today. That's the program we'll be using. We're going to be diving into design systems over the next 2 days. So, I'll let Kevin introduce himself in a second and kind of go over what we're going through. But in terms of our program or our time with you today, stay tuned. In about half an hour, we're going to have a chat and win. So stay around,
nice.
Chat, talk to us. Let us know where you guys are calling in from or watching from. And I think the last half hour of our program, in about an hour and a half, we're going to go through the daily creative challenge. So if you guys don't know about that, you guys can check out the little right tab on the chat where it says challenge. Check that out. Submit your projects on Discord, and Kevin and I will be looking through them and giving you guys some feedback. And it's always fun to see what everyone else is doing.
I know. That's my favorite part.
I know.
It's
I'm
just
like, dude,
reviewing
everyone's
everything.
so good.
I know. And I'm questioning oh, no.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how to do that. But yeah, Kevin, do you want to introduce yourself, where you're from, what you're up to? And Kevin has a little intro PowerPoint.
Yeah. So, hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Lee, and I am a UX UI designer.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, awesome. And a film photographer. I'm originally from Chicago, but moved here recently for school, and now I work in LA. So other than UI UX design, I do a lot of photography work. So specifically film photography. So this just displays quickly what I've been working on and what I have done.
Kevin's Instagram is amazing with amazing photos. So make sure you guys go and follow him.
Oh my God, you're so nice. And I like to have a current section, what I'm currently doing. So I work at Walt Disney Studios. My favorite current coffee is a grande cold brew, 2-pump, sugar-free vanilla, light heavy cream, cinnamon powder, 2 Splendas.
This is not an ad.
No, it's not. It's not sponsored.
It's not an ad.
But that's my current coffee to go. My current song is Rain by Ben Platt.
Oh my God. I'm obsessed with The Politician. I just finished first season.
Yeah, that's my favorite Netflix show.
Yep.
I'm only on episode 2, but
Oh, what? And that's still your favorite? Oh, you're going to love the rest.
My current favorite right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And then my favorite flower is Aliums.
Oh, interesting.
Which brings me to our app that we're going to be designing, which is a flower shop app. And basically the app is going to be...
You're so cute.
It's going to be a personalized flower shop gift app, and a user can choose what flowers they want, what occasion these flowers are for, attach a card message, and I remember the inspiration is my mom, she owned a flower shop, so this is a personal project, and in her store she had also these Beanie Babies that sold with the flowers, so adding a plushie gift, so... and this is just a cute photo of me. My mom and I were super close, so...
Oh my God, that's too cute.
Cool. So for the schedule for day 1 today, we're just gonna basically go over the user flow, just a brief summary overview, and then some low fidelity wireframes. So this consists of the sign up, sign in screen, then the onboarding pages introducing what features are on the app, the home page, which can consist of the search with cards and categories of different types of flower, bouquets and stuff. And when they click on these cards, it'll take them to a catalog page to show all the different options to choose from. And then we can start building a design system, which is the color, typography, icons, and components, which is basically cards, text fields, elements, buttons, etc. But yeah, so...
And Kevin, what is a design system for some people who might not know? Kind of what's the benefit of them? Why do you approach things like this?
So I believe a design system just shows a consistency of branding within, a company, and kind of just show this is what has been working with again, these different categories with color, type, icon, components, and having that consistency gives it a good flow of design, and it's good to standardize that within a company to show within other products. Yeah. What is your take on it, actually?
Yeah, I mean, I think Number one, it's like one thing when you're working on it by yourself, but especially as you start to have a team, like sharing the same, like you said, consistent library is super helpful so that, it's not like 14 pixels on one person's design and then like 17 on someone else. I mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So just having a standard system, and I think it just helps move things along quicker. If you're working with developers, just again, like everybody's on the same page.
Totally.
And you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time.
Exactly. I agree. Cool. So this is just the basic flow. So like a user signs up, they sign in, or they can continue as a guest. I put continue as a guest because it's just like, they're just there to get flowers and send it. And then onboarding pages, introducing the app, the home page, breakdown into categories, just like what I said. The specific catalog page showing all the options, and then the item page, which the user can add a message, like a card message, or maybe they want to add a plushie for like an additional cost. So that's just the basic flow.
Cool. And how'd you come up with this flow? Just delving into, in case other people are curious about your process.
It's more of like personal experience, just like me sitting in the back of the flower shop while my mom works and like just going through like what her flow is in person with the customer.
Yeah.
And just listening in like, okay, they want, fall seasonal flowers for their like upcoming family Thanksgiving party, or maybe they want to send a birthday gift, but they want to attach a card message with like a little cute plushie toy. So it's kind of like just listening in.
You kind of know the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't mess with me with floral.
Yeah. Don't try to sneak a quick one.
Yeah. And the next photo is kind of just showing like how crazy my mind works, just like writing down all these different ideas, scratching things off, putting arrows like everywhere, and like I think just writing everything down and then slowly organizing it in a cleaner way just works for me personally. Yeah. I'm not the type of person that can like on the first try be neat with my ideas. I just gotta like land it on a page. So yeah.
And this is even before you get into XD. This is just using pen and paper and like just going freestyle.
Exactly. And then these are just quick photos of iliums.
Yay! Are they related to like garlics? No, now I don't know.
I think so.
Are they
or
the
like
same
onion.
family? Yeah, I think they're the same family.
I like it because it's just very puffy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
Just like their shape.
Yeah, I love it. So cool. So we can get started on the actual flower shop style guide.
So can you kind of give an overview of what you're going to be working on? I mean, you kind of did, but like today versus tomorrow.
Yeah. So today we'll be basically going over the low fidelity wireframes,
cool.
and then starting to, develop and build a design system.
Yeah.
And then after that, like tomorrow, we can apply that design system that we created to other screens. So.
Cool. So we're going to kind of do some foundational work today and then build out more high fidelity visuals tomorrow.
Exactly.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just like basic low fidelities that I created for the flow, the login screen, the onboarding pages, as well as the home screen. So I was also thinking of including a CTA pop-up as well as soon as they log in, being like, there's a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone likes
deals.
a deal.
Yeah, everyone likes a deal.
So like having a deal CTA, so they're like, oh, I'm gonna do that, like a bundle deal. So I've just been incorporating imagery and just getting the overall layout and structure of everything with the lo-fi. And then I started on incorporating just like illustrations and color, just to see. I'm a firm believer where you kind of have to design the interface before you build the design system.
I totally agree. I don't know how. I mean, I've seen some designers who can come up with the system before.
I know.
But my mind doesn't work that way.
Me neither.
I have to explore and then like, okay, that looks good. Let me build off a system off of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think like for me, that's the easiest way to approach it. So that's why I kind of like started making some high fidelity wireframes with this.
Yeah. So what stage do you think? You want to turn your grid off? Maybe for other people.
Yes.
What stage would you say this is kind of at? Like, I mean, I think this looks great. So is this like pretty high fidelity? And what does it mean for you, fidelity, in case people don't know that language?
So low fidelity means to me like just grayscale, trying to get the layout and structure of things, and just laying everything out, not really thinking like color or like imagery wise. And then high fidelity is just like making things look kind of pretty and cute.
Yeah,
with,
like more close to the real thing. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like almost in the final phase. And quick shout out to Howard Pinsky because I saw on his live stream with Jessica Moon, they had this like plugin called Undraw, and it's like all these like amazing vector illustrations, and I'm literally obsessed with them. Like I'll show you really quick.
There's straight up built into XD?
Yeah, so like if I wanted like this abstract illustration, it copied it and you could just paste it.
Oh my god.
And it's vector, so you can like customize the colors.
Oh my god, what is it called? Undraw?
Yeah.
Everybody, check this out.
Undraw, right here.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
So you didn't make these illustrations yourself? Well, you customized them.
I wish. So I did customize it.
Yeah.
And like for instance, like this onboarding page, right?
You added flowers, maybe?
Yes. So if we go and do search.
It's really about making assets your own.
Shop, maybe. Exactly.
Oh, there it is. Oh, awesome. So I see the original.
Original was
Dude, you made it. Yeah, you really made it your own.
Yeah, and then I just added plants to incorporate the flower. But yeah, that's
you can do because it's vector.
Exactly. You can like move these items, change the color of it, so like it's all movable.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I feel like these illustrations we've considered kind of like a component.
Yes.
As
right,
well.
That's part of your style, like visual style of this app. What are you calling this app, by the way?
That's a good question. We need
a name?
An app for that. An app name for that. So if you guys, I mean, even like for tomorrow, if they can think of something, like I am so down to incorporate that. Even a logo too.
Oh yeah,
if you feel like very design heavy, you guys.
If you want to contribute a logo,
exactly.
Heaven is open.
Oh, my sister's here.
Oh, hi.
Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Yay. Hi. So yeah, I customized a plugin to fit my theme of floral.
That's amazing.
So yeah, let's get started on like building this up. So as far as color, I like to start with color because like I feel like my personality is colorful too. So I'm just like, hey.
I work off color too. I think that's the first thing I kind of like narrow in, like, you know.
Oh, totally.
And then you're like, okay, based on the color, kind of like here's some type, and then color comes first for sure.
Exactly. So from there, that's when I just add these colors to the asset panel as well, right here.
So what's going through your mind? How are you choosing these colors? Honestly, how did you make these decisions?
It was honestly like my eye. I was like just looking through, okay, what is a good contrast with this dark color? And then I'm like, oh, let me try like this like rosy pink because it's like rose.
Floral too. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
And then I noticed on the Undraw, the default green was this color, and I'm like, oh, that's like a leaf, like a leafy green. So it's
also a nice contrast, but I mean, not if you're like red-green colorblind, but
true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So maybe not the best for accessibility, but
it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
For today's demonstration purposes.
Exactly. But it's good to think like that, right?
Yeah.
And then I actually hosted Monday and Tuesday this week, and Justin Garcia, he recommended a good thing where it's like the 75-50% rule to have these different opacities. So I'm gonna go based off of that as well.
So it kind of gives you a family of colors to work with, or it's really the same color but range of color to work with versus like always use this saturation of pink.
I know. Yeah, totally agree with that.
And yeah, Justin's adding. Oh my god, I just said Justin. Kevin's adding to his asset panel here, so that you can just kind of easily access these things.
And I'm gonna
is like a purpley gray sort of color.
Yeah, it's like
a blue gray.
Space gray, blue.
Ooh, I like
navy
space
blue.
gray.
Yeah. I like naming my colors too,
Yeah.
especially when I
Yes.
send it off to developers. Like, it's like a good way for them to like develop the interface as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's not just like middle gray, lighter gray.
Yeah, exactly.
Which totally happens.
They're like, oh, be fun with it. I'm like, okay. Cool. So we have those gray, and then now let's do this green.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna add this green.
Nice. Dude, I'm like pumped about Undraw. I didn't know about it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's honestly, I didn't know about it until I saw Howard's stream, and I was just
Yeah.
like, what?
Dude, there's so many good plugins on XD.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna give credit where it's due. It's this girl whose name is
Oh, the illustrator?
Katerina Limpitsuni.
Shout out to Katerina.
Yeah, she is an amazing vector illustrator.
And I'm just not a good illustrator. I'm like,
Me
I don't think
too.
you want me to design that.
too.
Sometimes clients are like, can you design these icons? I was like, I don't think you want me to do that.
I'm like, I don't know if you want me to do that right now.
Yeah, I would not recommend that.
Exactly.
Marcella's digging these colors.
Thank you. It's like a mint green, rosy,
Yeah.
pink rose. Like, yeah, I like it too.
I like that it kind of feels like not off, but more like it can contrast well now with like the real flowers as well, but still complement them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have all the colors down. We can label each one with like the hex value.
Yes.
Let's call this rosy pink. Pink or red?
It's up to you. I think pink. I read it pink.
Okay.
And you're just kind of setting up individual artboards for each of your kind of groups of components, you think? Is that how you're going to tackle it?
What was that?
You're going to set up individual artboards for the different types of components?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like you can see colors, typography,
nice.
icons, yeah. Just so everything is consistent.
Yeah. I love how seeing like designers set up their systems.
I also just like making the style guide pretty.
I totally
like, yeah.
did too. It's like the most satisfying part. You're like, oh, everything makes sense here. There's so much order here.
I know. I'm like, oh, everything's structured and nice.
Yeah. And then you get to page design. You're like, no.
Exactly. Okay. What do we call this? Like, we said space.
Yeah, I like space. That's nice.
Space gray.
Do you order flowers often?
You know, not as often as I should. I think it's because our family is so used to having like flowers
Yes.
for a long time. We're just like, they're pretty, but like, we're just so used to having them.
Right, it's
'cause-
not something you guys went out and bought. Yeah.
Exactly. Like we just had it because she worked there. I think I'm also going to add like the typography color as well here. So like I have
I
this
see,
gray.
yeah.
Light
Light gray.
gray.
No, you can name it something else.
No, I think that works. That's fine. Because I feel like the space gray kind of acts as like the black.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we can incorporate a light gray for like body text. So.
And what are you looking for in colors, or like you were saying, like you kind of look for like a black or like a neutral equivalent kind of, what is your approach to color selection?
This. I literally just do this, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, what fits good? I know there'd be like a rule for that.
I
Like,
don't have a rule either.
you don't have a rule either, right?
Yeah. You just kind of
Yeah.
eyeball it.
I'm like, oh my god, what looks cute? This.
For sure.
But I think, I don't know. Some people have rules for it, some people don't. But,
Yeah. But yeah, I think like you, I try to look for like a dark neutral and then like a lighter neutral, and then, you know, a couple of color, like accent color, shall we call it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, man, we could make this design system like so complex where there's a rule for everything. Like, an active color, like
yes,
different states of colors. Like if you hover over something, what color does that turn? But I think that's just a lot of work for today.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
But,
and I mean, you bring up a good point. Like design systems, we're keeping this pretty simple for the sake of this demo, but design systems can be as simple or as complex. Like there's a whole range. It kind of depends on like what you need and what your team or company needs. Like if you go look at let's see, like who has a like material design, Google's design library is like very robust. There's rules and styles and documentation for everything. But that's not the level of documentation you might necessarily need for your project or for your team. So really this is like again, we like creating style guides, but this is really to serve you and like your team and your clients. So whatever it is, kind of is best for you guys is what should be in your design system. Like I think when I started doing style guides, I would be like, oh, am I like doing this right? Like what should I include or what should I not include? Like thinking there was like a right answer to like a right way to do it. But
exactly.
Really, I think everyone has their own way of doing it and comes down to just making sure it's a useful document.
I think that's the beauty of our like occupation, like being a UX UI designer, is there's no right answer.
Yes, there is no right. There's no right answer to anything, any kind of job, right? I think. Well, maybe there is. Like maybe doctors should do certain some way, but yeah, especially in the creative field.
Exactly.
Justin asks, can you use this for websites as well? Maybe he's referring to like XD. Yeah, you're designing an app, but.
Oh yeah, you can definitely, oh yeah, for sure. And you should definitely, while you're making a design system for mobile, do the same thing with like web as well, like apply it to web. But obviously there's gonna be different components compared to mobile versus web, so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, XD you can totally
do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think of it as kind of like, well, not Illustrator Lite, but it is vector-based, but it's really tailored to UI UX design. And I don't know if Kevin's gonna do any prototyping, but you can do clickable prototypes in XD. Like, it's very lightweight, which I really like. As you start to have like dozens of screens, it doesn't become like this huge file. So yeah, it's great for mobile, web, really any digital experience.
Totally.
I know some people who design for print in XD. I have not done that or made that switch.
But, oh, really?
Yeah. Like instead of Illustrator, some people will use XD. But I mean, you could do the same things.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, very versatile program.
Which is awesome because like I don't think other programs that is UX UI like is versatile like XD is.
Yeah. Let's see what you're now working on the typography documentation.
Yeah, so I just quickly did the colors and named everything, showed the hex value. Maybe I should show like they're all 75 and 50 too. Like.
And that's the opacity for each of those. But yeah, I really envy designers who can come up with systems before they design. I'm like, how do you do that?
I don't know how they do that. It's like they know the future.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have to test it out like you did with like a couple of screens first to make sure like, okay, like it works, like I feel good about it, and now I'm gonna like solidify it into a system.
Oh, 100% agree with that.
I'm still so bad about like style guide driven design though. It's my goal to like make that happen this year. I guess I only have 2 months. But I'm like, I'm not good about systems.
It's okay. I'll complete my keto diet and then you can complete your...
Kevin is on a keto diet for the rest of this year, which is intense, guys. There's no carbs, no sugar.
Oh my God, it's been crazy. I miss rice, you guys.
Yeah, Kevin really misses rice.
I miss it so much. Oh my God. Okay.
So what typefaces are you using?
Yeah, I'm just using one because I think
Okay.
it's good to be consistent with type. This is kind of like correlation with the material as well, because material uses one type as well.
I'm like a type fanatic, so I cannot just use one. Like, you know, there's like that rule, like don't use more than whatever, 2
like
or 3. Like,
yeah.
I break that rule all the time. I'm like, why not? It is like the best thing to add personality, and like, of course, there's got to be rules to it. But
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
not opposed to it. I just think, like
It has the potential to get really messy.
it does sometimes, but if you can do it right,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you can do.
I don't know. I just love it. I'm like, I could never just do one. It's like going to a candy store and like picking out just one type of candy. Can't do that.
I can't do that either. Oh gosh.
Yeah, see?
Well, I literally can't do that.
Oh, you literally can't.
'Cause my
Okay.
keto.
Oh, man.
This stream is just gonna be everyone like empathizing with my struggle with keto right now. They're gonna be like, oh my god.
You should have made like a keto-based app.
Oh,
Like carb candy. So, no, that would be really mean to yourself.
no more carbs.
Yeah.
Oh, and just like have pictures of like bread.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so for type, I'm basically naming what each type is. So like header, Gibson, semi-bold is the font.
Yep.
The point of the size, and then I'm doing that with the button text, the caption text. So like caption, it could be smaller. I know like the minimum size should be 16, but like
yeah.
just like 12 for caption.
Yeah.
And then for body, I have this. So let me, hold on. Okay. So body is 16, but regular.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, you're mixing weights, which is nice.
Yeah.
And what did you, was there anything you were considering when you're choosing this font? Kind of, how'd you choose this font? Or these fonts?
I wanted, I wanted the sans serif.
Yeah.
Just to have, because my type of design is very like modern and like clean. And I think sans serif is the best approach for that, especially for readability and yeah. So that's why I'm like Gibson. And literally I do the same method as Howard as well. I just go like
You just go through them.
go like this. I'm like, which one do I want?
Yeah.
And this one just was nice. And if I'm gonna be honest, the way I found Gibson was I was gonna use already built design system called Navigo.
Okay.
And I think Adobe like promoted that as well, that design system UI kit, and they use Gibson as well. So like
you discovered it through that one.
yeah. So I was like, oh, it looks cute, but like I couldn't really apply their design system because it was a navigation design kit. So I'm like, I'm gonna make my own.
Dude, here you are.
Yeah.
Do you kind of go-to fonts you like to use for? I don't know. Avenir, yeah, Avenir's
and
great.
Matterhorn.
Ooh, I don't know Matterhorn. I don't know that one. I gotta look it up.
I love Matterhorn. It's just like,
Matterhorn.
can we just share like fonts?
I'm like, that would be my ideal live stream. Like 2 hours, we just go through fonts and just comment on
I'm so
fonts.
down.
Yeah.
I'm so down for that.
Let's talk to Sam.
Yeah. We'll have our own show.
Yeah, we'll just have a
fun
font show. Yeah, you guys stay tuned. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's Chat and Win soon. Oh, that's already
Oh.
been half an hour.
Whoa, that's
Stick
crazy.
around in like 45 seconds. We're gonna be going to Chat and Win, where one of y'all will win a prize.
That was so quick.
What
Oh
should
my
we
gosh.
ask for Chat and Win? I was thinking maybe like people tell us their favorite flower.
Yeah, what's your favorite flower?
Yeah, you guys. Well, stay tuned. But once we say go, tell us your favorite flower. So
Oh,
keep
yeah.
something in mind.
Sorry, I got way too excited. I
Yeah.
was like, sunflowers.
My favorite flower. Oh god, I love Cosmos. Just like
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
good wildflower.
You know what's so cool though? Like my mom, when she worked at the flower shop, she had this huge chart of like different color roses,
God,
and
yeah.
each color or each type of rose meant like a different emotion or like
Oh yeah, it had a
feeling.
symbol.
Yeah, so I was like, oh wow, like, am I
that's
feeling
really
happy?
nice.
I want yellow roses today.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was cool.
Oh, all right, guys. I guess it's time for Chat and Win. We're gonna be
Nice.
back in a second, but let us know your favorite flower and just go crazy in the chat. Put in your flowers, and we'll pick a winner.
Yay!
else your flowers?
Wow.
Ooh, Peruvian lily, peony.
Peruvian.
Ooh, lavender. Oh, I never think of lavender as a flower, but it is. It totally
You're right.
is.
I just think of it as
it's
a
like an
scent.
herb, right?
Or an herb, yeah.
Ooh, carnation. I used to not like carnations, but I really do like carnations now.
Wow.
Yellow. What's your? Oh, you said allium.
Alliums and
Alliums.
sunflowers.
Oh, sunflowers.
My
Sunflowers are always
mom's
so good.
is orange Gerber daisies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
My mom's is lycanthus. I know what it looks like. I don't know how to pronounce it. I know.
Nice.
My mom used to work in a flower shop too. Way
Wait,
back
really?
in the day. Way back in the
Oh
day.
my god. So you're a flower child, like you know.
I am. My first word in Korean was flower.
Oh my god.
So like my
That's
mom likes
awesome.
to say. So we're both flower children. Ooh, cherry blossom, garden mom.
Ooh.
Oh, sunflower. Justin's favorite is yours.
Yes.
Heather, because that's my name. Oh, I like that. Lilies. Oh, and Munir
Oh,
is our winner.
Congrats, Munir. That's awesome.
So you win, what does it say? 100 stickers from Sticker Mule for free. Yes,
You could
those
get
are free.
every type of flower.
Yeah,
on a
you
sticker.
could just get. Neither of us have stickers.
I'll go with one.
And the rest of you guys who are sticking around, Adobe has a special code for you guys. If you guys go to this link, stickermule.com/AdobeLive19, you can get 10 stickers for $1, I believe. I believe that's the right
such
thing.
a deal.
Yeah, that's like you just pay for like shipping. I mean, like $1,
Oh,
and
man,
then
that's awesome.
you can get stickers. So check that out. I always mean to every time, and then I don't. I have a naked computer.
I know. I need to get more stickers. Just like
I think there's
sunflowers.
2 types of people in the world. People who like deck out their laptops with stickers, and then people who just keep it simple. There's not like in between, I feel like.
I thought you were gonna sing Britney Spears for a second.
Oh, what's the Britney Spears? What did she
There's
say?
only 2 types of people in the world.
What is it?
The one that entertains. I don't know.
We only know the first line.
Okay, sweet. So just going back to typography.
Yep.
I have a header 1,
Cool.
body 1, button, and caption. And we can grow this once we like start establishing
Yeah.
everything. So.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to mention too. Like design systems, I think like people think of it as like a static thing, but it's often an evolving and growing thing. You'll add components, remove components, as your design needs change.
And what I'm doing basically is just going through these and adding, applying the design system to them.
Cool.
So like, because I know like for the body text, it was like darker, but I'm like, oh no, I want it to be this color.
Yeah, just making sure it's consistent.
Yeah, so just going through the buttons. Oh,
Kevin, your Illustrator thing is bouncing if you wanted to quit it.
oh, is it really?
Yeah. Or it was. There you go.
Okay.
I think. Technical difficulties.
Sweet. Okay. Thank you.
So it's a good way to kind of check your work too.
Yeah, check your work, make sure everything's consistent, colors are matching up. So icons, we can move to that. So in my low fidelity, you can see like I have these just like quick circles to represent icons, and I put a list saying like, okay, the navigation, I want it to have a home button, a carts button, and a settings icon. So these are all actually from a website called Noun Project, and they just have all these different custom.
Yeah, Noun Project's
icons.
great. I use it all the time.
Yeah, and I learned it from, again, Howard Stream with Jessica.
You got a lot out of that stream.
I know, I
feel
did.
like
I
we
learned
gotta
a
like
lot.
plug it in,
I know.
in this here.
Yeah, like
I don't know if people have a link to that one. I haven't seen that one either, but now I want to go watch it.
it was cool because they were like working together at the same time on a split screen. Like Howard would be
cool.
designing the designs, like building design system, and then he would transfer it, and then Jessica would
Build off of
build
that?
off of it, and then like apply it. So it was like,
Oh man, okay, now I gotta go watch that.
yeah, I was just like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, y'all should, if you guys have, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already watched a lot of the other Adobe Lives, but if you haven't, there's some really good stuff. Like, I feel like I learn something every time by watching another designer work and like Yeah, and especially when like younger designers ask me like, oh, what are some good resources? I'm like, go to Adobe Live. It's free, and you can learn so much by just watching somebody else work and seeing what
100%.
works with your process. And like, you know, again, there's no right way to do things, but you find out what works for you.
And that's what matters. It's like, I remember yesterday's stream, someone asked like, what's like a good beginner's guide to Adobe XD? I'm like, join the community, join the Discord, because like the feedback, like people can help you so much with it, with like your work and stuff.
Oh my God, these plushie icons are so stinking cute.
Thank you. So I literally looked up like teddy bear, and this is what popped up, and yeah. So all of these icons are from non-project from all these different artists. You can see. Yeah.
Shout out to you amazing artists who contribute to this stuff.
Yeah, and thank you for letting me be able to use these. Because I would not be able to design all these icons.
Awful with like the pen tool and all that. I like totally envy designers who are good at like icon creation. I'm like, I can do like a circle and maybe that's about it.
I can do.
Did you do these blobs at the back?
I can do the back button.
Oh, dude, that's pretty advanced. Like it's symmetrical, you know.
But no, this is like all this stuff
right
here. This is all Undraw.
Oh my God.
And so a cool thing about this. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just flexing my customization with this.
Yeah. Dude, that's a legit skill. You gotta use existing assets and then make them custom.
Your own, yeah. So this was the original.
Oh, nice.
And I just got rid of this vase.
Nice. And you put her on top of the other flower.
I'm like, she should just like sit on top of it.
Yeah, that's creative,
like,
dude.
Yeah. There you go.
She should be there. Yeah.
What was that?
She should be there. That's the right place for her.
Yes. But yeah. So I just put all the icons listed here. Usually when you send it to a developer, you would name them as well.
Yeah.
So I would just grab like this. And just quickly name each one like cart.svg.
Nice. And for those of you guys who might not know, SVG it's actually an old type format, file format, which I didn't know because, I don't know, I'm not too knowledgeable on web stuff. But recently, a lot of people, it's come back into fashion, I guess, in web because it's like basically a vector file drawing. It gives you like literally, a script to draw it in the browser. So this is if you guys aren't familiar with SVG file types, like that's like really the preferred file type for any like vector or shape or line drawings that you're passing off to developers because it just stays super crisp. It's resolution independent. So I think a lot of us, if you guys are old or like me, like we relied on like PNGs and there's still some like fuzziness on the outside. But yeah, SVGs are like, they give me life. So yeah, try to, and Adobe makes it, just like you can just pull in vector files. So they're all there.
They're all here for you guys.
Yep.
Wait, so tell me more about like you growing up, having your mom. in the flower shop. Like
So Kevin and I are both Korean. We're Korean Americans.
Yeah.
And it's like a life story time here. No, I was born in Korea.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, and I moved to Florida when I was 6. But yeah, my mom worked in a flower shop when I was like born. So I think that's why that was my first like word because she would say the word a lot. But that's a story anyway. I'm sure I just made a weird sound that sounded like flower in Korean. But yeah, then what did I do? I moved to California. No, I moved back to Korea for high school. And then came back here for college and stayed.
Oh my God. I've never been to Korea.
What?
I have to go there.
My God.
I want to go so bad.
Dude, you gotta go like now. You gotta go like tomorrow. I just came back.
Oh, really?
I was just there last week.
Everyone's traveling and I'm just like...
And we're here sitting with teddy bear icons.
Oh my God. Yeah, I need to travel more.
You gotta go. You should go with your mom.
That's what we're planning actually, because you know how in Korea, like the 80th birthday is really important.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with my grandma and my mom.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so nice.
Yeah, because I know like a little bit of Korean, but like
I'm
gonna be so intimidated.
It's totally okay. I mean, they will speak to you in Korean since you look Korean, but it's totally
I understand
fine.
it like really well though.
Oh, then you're good. You're good, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for you.
I know, I'm excited too. I'm like never been. The furthest I've been away is like Canada and Mexico. So
oh my god. Okay, I'm like, okay, you need to go. We're holding you accountable.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm working on the icons right now, and I'm just. I have like multiple different Teddy icons.
You'll choose which one. Oh, I guess you kind of use them in different contexts. What are you thinking with these icons?
Honestly, it's just like a different option.
Yeah.
So like I'll write Teddy 2.
Maybe like on one page it's like you use one of them versus the other.
Exactly.
We'll find out.
Exactly.
And if you don't end up using it, you can come back and get rid of it from your design library or your design system.
True. That is true. Oh, so I noticed Adobe has just color, type, and components.
Yes.
So I guess the icon is part of components.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna.
I think you can add it. Yeah.
Oh, you can add a pager.
I think so. I think you can add a like a not a symbol, but like the icon here. So like if you hold on, I'm not describing it correctly. I think you can just add one of those icons as components.
Oh yeah, the icons would be in the components.
Yes.
I think as far as like
you want to add it to a single sheet.
Exactly. Yeah, and then just separate it that way.
Got it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep, and Steven's pointing out that SVG file sizes are small. Yeah, that's another great point. Like you don't need to bloat up your image sizes.
Like this is even huge. Like this is 70 by 84. Like it should be like 30 or something.
Yeah, I think just even like the, what is it? Like the data size, like whatever, kilobytes or megabytes, whatever. I still don't understand what that means. It's just way smaller than like PNGs, PNGs are huge.
I know.
And developers, I feel like that's the constant fight with me and developers. It's like, how compressed can you compress a file without it looking so bad?
How do you ease tension with developers from like your experience?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's all about finding the right match. Like some developers, it's a relationship like anybody else.
I bake them cookies.
I just try to involve them as early as possible I can in any situation, so they feel like they're not being like thrown a surprise. Like I think everyone wants to avoid surprises or miscommunication, so
absolutely,
just a lot of communication with developers. Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's something people might not know either. Like I think some web designers code, but most of us, that's not our specialty, so we need to work with developers to make our creations come to life. So we're just kind of, I mean, not we're just, but we're a part of the recipe, and we need to make sure to work with other people to make it actually come to life beyond static screens. And I think people underestimate, like, that's a lot of the work too, like beyond just the design. Just being able to communicate and hand off your designs and do what it takes to make it happen.
That is true. I agree. So I'm just making all these assemble individually.
Yep.
So they're like components.
So then you can easily pull them from your assets panel on the left as you do your visual design.
Yes.
Marcella is saying she recently created a app and her husband was the developer, and yes, there was a lot of communication. And yeah, Haley points out a good point. Also understanding basic technological constraints. Totally. I think developers, like, you get a lot of credit from developers by just speaking their language just a little bit and like making, I don't know, just letting them know like we're all on the same team. Like sometimes I think there is tension between development and design. And, but we need each other.
I know, we need to work together. And like, luckily, like, I'm fortunate to have a good developer team that like understands UI as well as like me having a back knowledge of development. So it's like, this is good to have these discussions and keep them on the loop about things. So, yeah. So right now I'm just on the components page. So I did icons, dividers. I'm doing buttons right now.
So what do you consider components? Like for people who might not
Yeah.
know.
So, okay. This is what I think. I think elements are things that make up a component, but then a component can either be a singular thing or it can be a group of things, like a card. So like, it's just, the definitions are like fuzzy, because
Yes,
there's like,
for
it's just
sure.
like, okay, what is like what? But for me to better understand for my own sanity,
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, okay, this card right here, right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. And let's say there's like a heart icon right here, whatever. This is a component. And then, but then this itself could be a component. But for my sanity, it's like, these are elements.
Yeah, that's how I think of it too.
Like, this is an element, this is an element, and then
Right.
this whole set is a component.
Yeah.
But I know other people think of it as like, this could be a component, this could be a component, this
Yeah.
is type
I
component.
think there's
like,
also different
yeah.
schools of design systems too, right? Like I think again, it comes down to kind of what works for you, what works for your team, what works for your clients, and like whatever project you're working on. But yeah, there's like the atomic system. Like I used to have arguments over like what is an atom, what is what is a molecule, like.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm in like back in high school.
Yeah, it's like,
With, like
I was like, yeah, there's a whole, I think, group of people who like to try to define what components are or what's an element or what. But again,
Right.
whatever you call it, it comes down to just making sure, you know, it's a useful system for you.
Exactly. And the bottom line is just like getting the work done.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
yeah.
like, okay, if that works, how you define it, and you get it done as quick as possible, then like, that's fine.
Yep, if it works for you, great. You can call it whatever you want.
Exactly. Just get it done.
So you have these two types of buttons here. Kind of why do you have two different types of buttons?
Yeah, so I want to emphasize a button more than the other. So like, it could be a primary button and then a secondary button. So for example, let me go to the login screen. So like, or the main screen. So this is like asking them to sign up with email, being like, we want more users using our app to create an account. So we want this to be the main emphasized button. And then if they don't want to do it and they continue reading, then they can just continue as guest. Kind of like how you do with like DoorDash or like Grubhub or something like that. And then I put a sign in button here where they can sign in if they want to, but the main concern for this screen is to make someone create an account.
Right. So drawing the user's attention to that. It's the primary button.
But this also brings me back to another point where we could have a button that's not even having a container around it. So
Like more of like a kind of like a link button style, if you want to call it that.
exactly. So this could be text button.
Yeah, text button.
So this is where I was saying where it could be very complex, where you can go into deeper saying like, oh, like what if I want to have a leading icon? Like when do I apply a leading icon to a button compared to a button that doesn't have a leading icon? So there's all these different rules, but we're not going to get that complex for today. But just having that mental note of like, okay, it could be that complex is good to know.
And I think just thinking about it in that systematic way, right? Like I think as web, UI, UX designers, like we need to think like modularly and like repeating elements, especially just thinking about how development works. Like you're not gonna be like, oh, on this page, I mean, I do that sometimes, which is really bad, but like on this page, the button's like this. On this page now, the button's like this. Like that just that's gonna slow down your development. That's gonna just make your code like all over the place. So
Exactly.
just thinking streamlined, reusable systems, reusable components, and standardizing on a system.
And it just comes from practice, I think.
Yes.
So another component was having these like header images. So I'm just gonna use this low fidelity screen as a component for here. And then another component is these like medium sized ones too.
Yeah.
So if I grab this and this, and the reason how I figured out the sizing for this is the spacing for this. Oh, actually it should be a little bit more. Huh, okay.
Oh, nice. You're doing kind of like the reverse, or
Yeah.
what do you say?
Like 1/3 of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll make these into components as well.
Nice.
So there could be two different types of components for the bigger header, right? It could be just an image with no text, or it could be an image with text. So this could be another component.
Like a text overlay.
With like a button. Text button. So if we go here.
Ash says this is looking very nice.
Thanks, Ash. Oh my gosh, Ash was like always on my first stream. And he's awesome. So we'll symbolize this. We'll call this header, or big header.
Yeah, I like that.
Header image.
And you guys, as Kevin's working on this, just a reminder, in about like half an hour, a little more than half an hour, we'll be looking into and reviewing the Daily Creative Challenge. So if you guys want to submit things or even start on the challenge, you still got a good amount of time to get started.
Yeah, I want to see them.
Yes,
Oh my
you can
gosh.
check out the challenge and the challenge tab in the chat and for your prompts. And if you share your projects on Discord, we will take a look at them in a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Give our feedback, any suggestions. Really just be awed by the work that other people do.
Please, like, I want to critique you guys and like give you guys some feedback on some design because I love that.
Yeah, you guys are watching Kevin design this whole time, so we should reverse, or what do you say, return the favor.
Exactly.
By sharing some work to look at. We'll be nice, we promise.
Yes. No, we'll be nice. Yeah. And then I'll do medium header image. Oh wait, with text actually.
Nice. So you're imagining that like images will go into these slots, or?
So this would be a medium header with text with no image.
Got it.
So let me delete this.
It's kind of more like color blocking with this one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What just happened? Okay, wait. Here we go.
Nice.
Cool. Be a little bit. So we have our headers.
What other components do we have here?
We have, oh, no, we have this pop-up card.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say a pop-up is a card, or like is it a pop-up just a pop-up?
Oh. Oh! You could call it a card.
Okay, I'll do cards, so like it's more general,
Yeah.
and then just call this a pop-up card.
Yeah, pop-up card. So yeah, so what we're doing now is just going back through Kevin's wires and high fidelity designs, or the start of them, to see what components we've been using so far. And then, or for the most part, I think you've decided these are the components you're using.
Right.
Just documenting them in our design system so that as he moves on to the visual design tomorrow, we kind of have a solid library to pull from. And it remains consistent throughout each of the screens, and if the app changes or anything like that,
Yeah, for sure.
Deal.
I want some typographic scale here, like hierarchy. So I think what I'm gonna do is grab this, paste that here, use my character styles, special offer. And then this could be the body text, which I applied.
Nice.
The gray. This. Oh, I had a flower icon. I totally forgot where it went, but
A flower icon?
yeah, and I was gonna put it like right here.
Oh yeah, I like that idea.
But I could do it tomorrow.
Is there like an icon plugin for Adobe Live? I mean, not
there's
Adobe Live.
there's
XD
one
Live.
called Nuvio.
Yeah.
But
I'm just curious.
yeah. Does anyone else know any? Like that would be good.
Yeah, if you guys have any go-to plugins you use for icons.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, let's see. Actually. Huh. Just reusing.
Yeah, I started to just reuse the components.
So boom, grab this with that.
Nice.
So this would be a oh my god, pop-up CTA card.
Nice.
Secondary. And I like to label my components
you're
just
good
it's
about
so
that.
easy to like search. Because it could get very long, especially building design system, where you just like want to search for the component you're looking for. So it's good to name it as you go.
Let's see. Marcella says icons and symbols is a good plugin. I'm gonna try it out on my screen.
Ooh.
Wow. Let's see. Plugins. Icons and symbols. Icons and symbols. Oh yeah, here we go. It's released in August. Latest release.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh. This
Check it
year?
out. Yeah. Let's see.
That's
Flower. Just seeing what's. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. I just like, I love seeing what other people use. It's like things you would never discover. I got this little flower icon.
Nice. Oh my god. Do they have an outline version?
Outline.
Oh, so that's another
Flower.
thing, you guys. Like, when you are building a design system, I didn't do a good job with mine, but you want to have the same like stroke weight
Yes.
and like if it's an outline icon, if it's a filled in icon, like you can see like a clear difference of the stroke weight here. But yeah, you want to make sure it's consistent.
Right. And by stroke weight, in case people don't know
Oh,
stroke,
yeah.
it's like the width of the lines. So you see, like right now, the cart and the home look heavier than this letter one. So I think once we were starting to flesh this out, we want to make sure all the line widths are consistent.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. Sweet. So we have the CTA pop-up card, and then now this is the catalog home screen. So it's just like fall flowers, birthday flowers, wedding flowers. So that's
So
gonna
kind of
be
the main categories that people can tap into.
Exactly. Yeah. So this could be header 1, and then body 1 text. Here. Oh, we didn't even add white. Oh my gosh.
Oh yes, right. Oh, that was like our light neutral. Right, we didn't talk about that. I mean, we talked about it, but we didn't add it.
Oh my god, we're gonna add it.
It's pretty standard that most people have a white in their design system, especially for inverse usage.
Oh, totally, yeah.
You'll need it.
So make it.
Yeah, so include it.
Yeah. I'm so bad. I have to be like, okay, is it 0000 or is it FFF? Yeah, okay. Cool.
I also envy people who can legit like guess hexes. Like to me they're like
There's people who do that?
oh dude,
Whoa.
you should see my husband. It's ridiculous.
Oh my
He's like, that
gosh.
looks like XXXX. I'm like,
No way.
Yeah, no, I am not kidding. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's
That's
not like
a-
completely accurate, but it's like I wouldn't even know where to start, you know? I know the white and I know the blacks and
Yeah.
like some grays, but I couldn't tell you like the reds or I don't know how to do that. So it just blows my mind when other people can do that.
That's like a party talent. Like
It's
at
not a
par-
very useful. It's like a party talent of designers who also don't know their hex codes. None of us know it.
You just feel like really dumb at the end
Yeah,
of the
we're
part,
like,
oh.
let me Google check that.
Oh my god, it's so relatable. But yeah, like yesterday when I was hosting, we were talking about like making a clothing company based off of the color of the shirt, and then the title of the shirt would be called the hex value.
Nice. That's like the, jeez. I'm like, I would not know.
I'm like, we can market off of this.
So what are you adding now? You're adding like the item card?
Yes. So.
And what do you consider a card for people who might not know?
Oh yeah, a card. I mean, it could mean anything. It could be like, for instance, like I'm making cards that's relating to the categories of the different flowers and that we're selling in this app, right? It could be consisting of like a button with like a header and body text with an image that it's like I don't know, like a bunch of shapes together, like a bunch of like,
I was trying to think of it too. Like like it could be, it's like an independent grouping of objects. Like I was trying to think about what differentiates that from like a header, but I'm like, I feel like a header is like always in that position.
Right.
Versus a card, it could be like used anywhere.
That's true too.
So
I know.
again,
Hopefully that was helpful.
yeah.
But I was just like,
not.
I was like in my head, I'm like trying to say something that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Like,
I think we get used to the designer lingo too. But yeah,
Yeah.
often it consists of like an image and some text pairings, and that grouping together is called a card.
okay.
I don't know, I'm trying to explain it. Maybe people who might have never heard of a card before.
Yeah. It's just like when I say card, it's just, you know when like you know something but you can't explain it?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's a card. Or like,
And it's a comment. Your illustrator's jumping again. Why is your illustrator jumping?
I don't know. It's saying like, use me.
Just pay attention to me. Stop using XD.
No. Go away. Should I like force quit it?
I don't know. I don't know if you are working on something important. I don't want you to lose anything.
Bye.
Bye.
We're done.
But yeah,
for
a
now.
card is a pretty common component or pattern, people will say,
Uh-huh.
in UI design. In case you guys are new to it
Yeah.
and want to sound like a designer.
Yeah. But like, if there's a clear definition, I would love to know.
Yeah, if you guys have a better definition, please share in the chat.
Please. Okay. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it as far as like the card components. We have the headers. Buttons we have. What else are we missing?
Maybe like the search bar, and I'm looking at
text
things.
fields.
Yeah, text fields.
Yes. Thank you. Smart. So that's perfect because for when I created the high fidelity username and password,
Nice.
that's when
You're
this
already thinking of
popped up.
that. Yeah.
And this again goes with more complex design system. When a text field is active, what color is, the outline of it? Is it a different color showing it's in active
The
mode?
focus state.
Or focused, hover,
Error states.
yeah.
Required versus optional states. Like, yeah, we could spend weeks just documenting.
Exactly, yeah. But again, as far as like this goes, we will not go that far.
Yeah, and if you guys are looking for inspiration on design systems, there's so many out there. And I just like looking at them just to see what other people are documenting. And then, again, you pick and choose kind of what makes sense for your documentation. But yeah, like I think one of my favorites is like the MailChimp design system. It's just fun and simple. Yeah, it's pretty simple. But yeah, I love it, and I think it aligns with their brand. And yeah, I think a lot of these brands who, as design systems have become popular and just more part of like what we do as designers, like presenting your design system is another opportunity to like show your brand like voice, I think. So I think Lyft has a pretty good one too. But yeah, you guys can check them out. A lot of the major brands have them and they're accessible online.
Ooh. Uber and Audi have a good one. And Material Design's really good
yes,
too.
Material's the one that a lot of people use. And a lot of them do have, I mean, at least for Material, they have like plugins or UI libraries that you can download and use.
And I believe XD has one too, right? They have
I think, yeah. They for sure have one. I was trying to think whether there's more than one. Adobe XD UI kit.
I'm literally just gonna make a quick search icon.
Yeah, if you go to Adobe's free UI kits, there's a lot that are made exclusively for Adobe XD.
Okay.
And you guys can check them out, see what might work for your project. And just like you saw Kevin do with like the illustrations, here we go. This is why. Really, you can make it your own, like download that library and yeah, customize colors and all of that. UI kits, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot on Adobe's site.
Yeah, you're saying the UI kits, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at them all.
Oh my god, there's so many.
There's a lot.
Well, look at that.
I know, I never actually
And it's
been
all
to this
free,
page.
I think.
Yes.
Usually you have to pay for that. But like, it's like free for you guys to use, experiment with. Awesome.
And there's some UI kits for wireframes versus high fidelity UI kits. So all sorts of things that are a great starting point. Or if you guys are working on like the creative challenges, they're great. I think actually that is the creative challenge, using an existing UI kit to build out let me check what today's challenge is actually. But yeah, there's all sorts of things that can just help jumpstart a project, or you can create your own design system like Kevin's doing.
Yeah. So
Max asks, are you intentionally using handmade checkboxes rather than like a font-based checkbox? Like Font Awesome? I don't know if you've used Font Awesome.
Oh, what is that?
It's like an icon font.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, the thing is for checkboxes, I feel like, well, here's the thing. I don't really define like icons as components. I think it's like a separate thing. But usually checkboxes would be a component because it's like something a user is interacting with instead of like an icon.
Yeah.
Does that
And
make
they're
sense?
it's simple enough to hand draw. So like, I mean, like you just defined like a rounded rectangle, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Just feel like, here you go.
And I think sometimes, I mean, why I would choose to hand draw something over using an icon, depending on your editing abilities, like you can specify it exactly how you want it, especially for something as simple as a checkbox versus like, I use Font Awesome all the time too, but that's like a set look and feel, set width, and like that's a font. So if that works for you, great. If that works for your design, awesome. But yeah, for things like this.
But that's it sounds like a cool resource. Like I love to like.
Dude, Font Awesome's great. It's
I don't know about it.
now there's so many like icon fonts, but I think that was one of the like OG ones. So it's very robust and it's open source.
Ooh, that sounds cool. So where did it go?
What do you call that? Oh yeah, navigation. I'm just looking at what today's challenge is because I probably feel like I should know.
Oh my god, it's like almost 20 minutes. What?
Yes, in 20 minutes, we're going to be looking at some of y'all's designs. So if you guys aren't on Discord already, or you want us to take a look at your designs, make sure you submit them on Discord because that's where we're going to be pulling the projects from to take a look at.
Ooh. What's today's the challenge again?
Today's challenge, here we go, is we're going to be... And there's, I think today's day 2. So yesterday there was day 1. So we might get some submissions from day 1 too.
Okay.
Today's challenge is design an experience that allows users to discover local activities and events, leverage plugins, which is great, such as UI faces and photo splash to optimize your workflow. And I mean, Kevin showed an awesome one, the Undraw plugin. So really just experimenting and exploring plugins and seeing how that can expedite your workflow.
It saves so much time too.
It does. Oh my god. When I learned about UI faces, I think I learned about it like maybe a month ago. I was like, this is life-changing.
Wait, me too.
Yeah.
I learned it on my last stream and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. This is really convenient.
Yeah.
And then yesterday's challenge, which I'm sure we'll see some today, is design systems, which is great. Choose a personal hobby or interest and then design a mobile experience for users to learn more about it. While designing, name your assets and organize elements into components, just like you're doing on the stream here. So hopefully we'll get to see some of other people's work that you guys are working on design systems and exploring plugins.
There you go.
Let me see, there's a question here.
Oh.
Cornelian asks, I noticed Kevin is creating the design system using pre-existing screen designs. Does that mean that you would typically be well into low fidelity before creating the design system?
Yeah, I think we like discussed this before also is like you have to kind of build first. Design first in order to build a design system, but there's always different approaches.
Yeah.
Depending on the designer. For me, I like to add the components, the color and everything first, and then from there, if everything looks good in the beginning phases, then build off of that. Build the design system off of that.
Yeah.
But some designers, they just like
go right into
it. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's really cool. But
I think it depends on like how you visualize things too. Like I'm not an like abstract visualizer, so I feel like I have to see the components like in real context before I can decide that it's a good system that I want to implement.
Totally.
But some people are just like, oh, like I can visualize it without exploring, and these are just my components. I think some I think it also depends on kind of your background. Like if you're coming more from like, if you're I've seen like people who used to be developers that are now designers work more like systems based versus, I don't know, a lot of designers that I know who come from more of like a branding background or visual background that like need to have that visualization first before we get into systems.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I think it depends on what works for you, Cornelian, and there's no right way. I think that's our one theme of our stream.
It honestly isn't. Like, there's so many different ways to approach this, and that's the beauty of it. Mm-hmm. So I had a plus icon right here. So this is the items, a specific item page for a flower arrangement, and it shows the item name, the number, how much it cost, and the description of the item. But like we want as much CTAs and as much like I'll let them spend more money as much as possible. So I put add a card message or like add a plushie right here.
So that we can use the teddy bear icon somewhere.
Exactly. So that could be on the teddy bear catalog page. But for here, I think it's just like a simple plus as like an addition icon.
Yeah. You guys have probably seen these in like other shopping sites, like add a gift wrapping or like, you know, just little add-ons.
The worst thing is like I do DoorDash a lot, and it's terrible. I get like this steak bowl, and then it's like, oh, add avocado for $1. Add this side salad for like $5. Especially
like,
when you're
click,
really
click.
hungry, I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And then a like $6 steak bowl becomes like a $30 like meal for 3.
A buffet.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh no, What did I do to my bank account? But if you're hungry, you're hungry.
That's why these things work. That's why we're adding them to this app. We want to grow
proven.
Kevin's mom's flower business here.
I know. Oh my god, our mom should collaborate.
Oh my god, I don't think she wants. My mom's like, I'm done with flowers.
Okay, that's the same as my mom too.
Yeah, I think they're over it.
Yeah, it's a hard business.
It is. It's very hard, very labor intensive and costly. I tried to get her to do flowers for my wedding, and she was like, no thanks.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I wonder if she would. She did it for my sister's wedding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but okay, wait. Let me match this icon with the icon here.
You're checking for like consistency and width here, or size. Got it.
Yeah. So like, there we go. I just do it by eye, but I mean, you should do it by grid, but like.
Do what works for you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do what works for you.
And then this could be a component too, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like a text button.
Yeah, it's a button. So yeah, I think this is a good example of like, we worked on the library for a bit. Now we're kind of going back to the designs, and then we're seeing these components. So we're going to go add them back to our artboard or component library.
Mm-hmm. So text button, leading icon. No, that doesn't make sense because this could be one too. Text button, add.
And you could always go in and rename them if you want.
True. It's not like the huge focus for today, but let's see. Just incorporate this.
Nice.
I wonder if it should be caps, because everything else is caps.
It's up to you.
Yeah, like, okay, I'll just do that. Cool. So I think we're good with components. Let me just double check everything. We have, the illustrations.
Oh, yes, right. Right, illustrations are definitely a big part of any design system, or especially in this app where it's illustration heavy.
Exactly.
So we want to document that so that people, well, first of all, they have a library to pull from, but also, like, let's say you're working with other designers or illustrators down the road, they kind of understand the style, and that should be replicated.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna plot them.
And again, Kevin pulled these from Undraw. And customized them, which I'm very impressed by. I think also, like, illustrations are so popular in apps and websites these days because...
Yeah, like, it's called flat illustrations. Yeah. I tried to do a flat illustration, and it looked just so bad. I was just like, oh god.
It can't be everyone's skill. It's not my skill, that's for sure.
I'm like, what did I do? I was just trying to make a rainbow, and it just looked like a cashew or something. I didn't know what was happening.
That's why we have plugins and illustrators.
Exactly. Okay, so let me just make this smaller. This would be
It's so cute.
login. Or intro illustration. Onboard one illustration.
And yeah, maybe there's other places in the app or something that you might use them. I don't know, but it gives a good sense
true.
of.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, who knows? Maybe.
I like that. I think we should keep it general.
Keep it location independent.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna go play with the so if you guys are doing today's challenge, I just want to make a plug for this Undraw plugin because I'm just really impressed. I mean, illustrations are also such a great way to just add personality and like visual interest to anything you're working on. So many of the times it's hard to, or stock photos are great too, but stock photos are hard to customize. Versus this, you can easily go in and switch up the colors. And make it your own.
Okay, so yeah, just labeling all the illustrations right now. Teddy bear. Isn't this like the cutest? Like,
It is.
Yeah,
It's so cute.
it's so cute. But I don't know.
I love that there was a teddy bear illustration.
There, yeah. If we like look at it right now.
There's like all sorts of things on there.
There's like hundreds of different illustrations. Like, thank you again, Howard. So this was the original illustration.
Oh my gosh, see? But see, it takes creativity to also like see that and like say, okay, I'm gonna remove this woman.
I'm like, who is this girl?
Yeah.
With my teddy bear.
Bye
I'm
bye.
Like, no.
I just want the teddy. And we delete her.
Yeah, she is gone. And yeah. It's just so easy. Like, as you can see, I'm just simply clicking on each layer of the vector. And then you can simplify this background, move these
That's awesome.
trees, and
Now you've got a teddy bear scene.
Exactly. You can even like angle that background as well to give it some like, I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to fill a space somewhere.
Yeah. So that's how I did it. It's
Cool.
just like really customizable, which like that's why I love Undraw. Okay. Illustration is good. Okay. I'm just running through the flow right now. If we have everything. We have this. We have. What do you think of backdrops as components?
Oh, like the overlay?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you could so that it's a consistent like opacity and color every time.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Cool. I'll do that, and then let's see. These cards are good. Search is good. Dividers are good. Oh, so we have dividers that isn't full width, and then we have a divider that is full width to separate. So I should just include this here.
Got it. Kind of like, yeah, like sections versus like a, I mean, yeah, they're both dividers.
Yeah. So did that. Okay. Back. Wait. We add.
You're adding that as a button type?
Um,
Into your icon library.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh my god, I could go on like forever with this. Oh, wait, I should create this
And I
into
think,
sheet.
some people might think like, oh, this is like a lot of work. But
Sure.
as someone, I think it was Mick from a previous stream I was on, she was like, set yourself up for success for the future, like so that your future you thanks you. And like, I think that's so important. Just like taking the additional like hour or something at the beginning of a project to do this sort of thing will just save you a lot of time later. Because if you're like me and you don't do this sort of thing, you're stuck with, at the end of a project, like 500 different font styles, and you're like, what happened? I could have totally set up a style guide and avoided all of this. So yeah, it might seem like extra work, but it's totally work worth doing. And
Nice.
yeah.
Do you know how to convert this into a shape?
Yeah, you can like outline it. Actually, I am not sure.
Or is that just Illustrator?
If you go to Object Path, can you do Object Path convert? Oh, convert to path. Huh? You already have that. I don't know.
Yeah, because
When you do it, yeah. There must be something.
Yeah, I wonder if I have to open Illustrator.
Right, basically like an outline situation, right? Yes. Edit. No, I don't know. How about if you right click, what happens?
Oh, true.
I don't know, I'm just guessing.
Mark for export, no. Make component, but that just makes it into...
What happens if you make it into a component? Does it scale? No.
Mm-mm. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly...
We'll experiment.
Yeah, open it on Illustrator.
Well, there must be a way to do that. I'm gonna play with it here too.
If anyone knows on chat,
yeah, how to basically outline a shape. We are all learning together. What if I... Let's see. I'm gonna say mark for export. What happens? Nope. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see. But I know that you could copy and paste it from like Illustrator to
Adobe XD. And still have it be a vector.
Yeah. So that's a cool way to show. Wow, that's very thick for 2. Yeah, maybe I should have kept it 1.
Now I'm like fixated on this. I want to know. I want to know how to do this.
Oh wait, what am I doing? Okay, this is good. Is it?
All right, guys. In about 3 minutes, we're gonna start reviewing. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah. Reviewing projects on Discord. So if you guys want to submit your daily creative challenge, make sure it goes on there, and Kevin and I will start looking in a few minutes.
I'm so excited for it, you guys. Oh my gosh.
I know, I love seeing other people's work.
Whoa.
And then, yeah, and in terms of kind of like what, Kevin's gonna wrap this up today, and then tomorrow we'll be taking this design system and building out high fidelity visual screens for all of the wireframed pages.
Exactly.
To bring this, oh, and we still need a name. So guys, if you guys are tuning in tomorrow, or if you guys have any ideas for the rest of the stream, make sure you tell us your name for, like a suggested name for the app, so that we can stop calling it Flower Shop app. Maybe that's just what it's called. Maybe it's just Flower Shop.
Uh-oh.
And we don't have a logo either, so if anybody feels inspired to create a logo, please
let us know. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to add these. Yeah, if you guys are feeling really creative, please send me a logo. Otherwise, we'll have a text icon or logo called the Flower Shop, and that's gonna be super terrible.
I'm very excited for us to use that teddy bear icon.
You're just like itching. You're like,
yeah,
oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
we gotta put that in somewhere. I'm liking this icons and symbols plugin too, though. I've been playing with it over here.
Oh, is it nice?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just some different flowers.
Oh wait. Oh my god, I had a brain fart. I was like left to right. I was like, which one is it?
Oh, but you're saying, okay, are you
like
doing
right
back?
Carrot, actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Instead of that, yeah.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Are you going to be bringing in photos tomorrow to use for the app?
So I'll add imagery.
Cool.
And then that's pretty much everything else like left to do.
Yeah.
And from there, we can start applying all these things from the design system that we built and just like completing the app. So like completing all of this low fidelity wireframes. And then after we complete that, we can do like auto animate and like prototype the whole thing. So maybe as they're swiping, like it just like auto animates to this image. I try to make it like
I see.
seem like it's transitioning.
Yeah.
But
we'll see how that goes tomorrow.
Cool.
But awesome. I think it's just about time for us to jump into Discord.
Nice.
And take a look at some of the things y'all have been working on over the last couple days. So let me make this full screen, if it can.
I was like, I have not had a sip of my venti cold brew, heavy cream, 2 pumps, sugar-free vanilla, 2 Splenda cinnamon powder drink.
Is it mostly water now because the ice is melted?
Pretty much. But I mean, it tastes pretty good though.
Still good. All right, let's take a look at some of these. All right, let's see where we should start. Should we start with the latest one? Sherry's yoga app design. Can you see my screen? Here. Take a look at it on my screen too. All right, here we go.
Okay, so they have the cards.
Yes, cards. Here we go.
Nice. Oh, I like how they broke down that green circle and on top of it, like it's the cards.
Love it.
Yeah.
So it looks like we've got most popular, beginner friendly. Cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, here's like a, what do you call that? Like a navigation menu.
Nice.
I love the colors they're using, like this color blocking of the.
Good use of like the chips of like the pill-shaped chips things. For like the time, I think it's like 35.
Oh, these things, little,
Caption
I call them,
labels.
I don't know why I call them like badges. I don't
or
know.
even badges, yeah.
Great.
Oh, one thing I would say is have that navigation be fixed.
Yes, agree.
As they're scrolling. But yeah, good use of imagery. It's consistent with imagery as well, because it's like the subject with a flat background.
Yep.
So yeah, looks really good.
Yeah, it's looking good. I think one thing this like the slight thing I noticed is like, I don't know, like the letter spacing, maybe it could be a little tighter. Maybe that's just the normal tracking of the fonts.
Yeah, I agree.
Feels slightly wide, but just to improve like readability.
And how it kind of
fits into
with the image of like her elbow.
Yeah.
You
could get, maybe we can move her over a little, or
Nice.
Okay, let's try clicking. I'm gonna try clicking this one.
Oh, it's prototypable?
I think so.
Ooh.
Yes, okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that came up.
Image like just popped up over there.
Yeah, I love that.
So one thing I would consider is, I think it's like too curved, maybe for like the image. So maybe if it was less curved,
you could see a little bit more of her, or maybe just where this button sits too, like.
Yeah, and I think like the edges are so sharp with that white that it's like you could like kind of ease that a little bit more.
So making it softer curve, perhaps. And yeah, I think again here, I kind of expect the navigation to still be here.
True. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Or maybe it's just like a pop-up, I'm not sure. But yeah, maybe making more clear what the call to action is here. Like maybe I might click on this play button, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do exactly. So,
but I like her typographic scale as far as like the header label, maybe label a little bit smaller, but like her name, the body text is good. So it looks like she has like a header 1, header 2.
Yep, for sure. And these consistent use of status, what do you call those? Like status bars?
Yeah, something, but cool.
Let's see what else. I think this was, what's this? Oh, look, I can swipe.
Oh,
that's very cool. Ooh. Let's see if there's anything else I can click on. No, I think that's it.
Nice.
That looks great.
Good job.
I love the use of the color, and overall feeling very vibrant and welcoming.
I try to do yoga. I mean, I love it. Like, it's very relaxing. It's just like, oh my God, I didn't think it would be that hard.
It's hard, dude. People underestimate yoga.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're just stretching. I'm like, no. Can you hold that pose? No.
It's like, it was me with like all these like really athletic like women. And I was like, okay, like, we'll see how it goes. And then I was like the only one sweating. I was just like, oh my God, somebody.
It is the best. All right, let's look at Utkarshke's design.
Ooh.
This is from Daily Creative Challenge Day 1. So I think that one was the one that's using a design system. So yeah, I'd like to see some of their systems too. Maybe let me check if I can. No, I think these are just the prototypes. But sometimes people build out like Behance pages, and like we can see like the other work they've done.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so this one looks like maybe running hobby or
tracking. Track.
Oh, choose your sport.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Maybe it's just like track and field or sports in general.
Yeah. I'd be very interested to see like, I like the black and white like theme we've got going on. It feels very dramatic and like maybe a little retro. Just maybe some, what do you call these? Like the hierarchy of the type I think could be improved in terms of, making sure that the sections are a little bit clearer.
I agree.
Oh, yes, we can.
And maybe the hover states or like the active state can show the coloring of the image,
Right.
maybe?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
If the highlighted state was color. Let's see.
I think another cool thing to do as far as like layout is maybe have a little break with the side swipe because everything is a side swipe. So maybe have like, I don't know, like a image break or like a text break in the middle between, but
right. So that there's some maybe more kind of rhythm to the page versus these 4 rows.
Yeah. Maybe the first thing could be like sport highlights, like a video, like full bleed width, and then beneath that could be like the different.
Right. So maybe breaking it up in scale a little bit too, or like maybe some of these are like smaller, or there's some more hierarchy of information. I'm curious as to what this is. This is the home button. So maybe making these a little bit more obvious, what the user might find when they're interacting.
Ooh, I wonder what they do.
I don't know what that is. Oh, that is the home button.
Oh, cool. I love full bleed images.
Yeah, me too. They're so good. I see.
Oh,
so
cool.
when you click into that, there's more of a scroll situation.
I think it looks good. It looks really good.
Oh. All right, let me go to the next one. So I guess when you click into one of these, you can choose maybe what these actions are, or like these
stats?
activities. Yeah.
Oh.
I think maybe this could be improved by just creating a little bit more education for the user. Like I know this is like early stage and 1 day challenge. But I'd like to understand like what am I supposed to do here? Like is this clickable? Is this kind of like a check mark?
Right. Is it like a statistic or a bullet point? Yeah.
So just creating some clarity there. Let me see if I can click on anything. Oh, menu takes you back to that. Got it. Back tag. Not sure. I guess that goes to the screen before. Oop. Oh, so, okay, let me try to trigger that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I went to sprint or go to one of these. Let's click on long distance. Oh, I like that little auto animate you have there.
Yeah, that was cool.
Okay, so I guess you click on one of those and you can...
Oh, it's like an activity maybe.
Yeah, or set some records. So maybe it keeps track of your records of...
Is it an
specific...
AR? Or?
Oh, I don't know.
Interesting.
I think one thing I'm noticing is a pretty big shift in style from like the previous screen. So while you had all the black and white before, we suddenly get into color. So I think like that could work, but just making clear why we're using color on some screens or not, just making it a little bit more consistent or predictable, I think would be good. And I think, so like a minor thing, just aligning things, if this is supposed to be center aligned, making sure it is center aligned. And just, small things like I think this little icon is being masked a little bit. So just cleaning things like that up a little.
Is that a back button?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, that is a back button.
Oh,
Got it.
Interesting. Okay. I would probably put it on like the top left.
Right, where it's a little bit more intuitive to go back. Or I think they also even had a back button on the navigation, or like one of the navigation mock-ups had the back button, so like this. So I don't know, keeping it consistently placed. Maybe this should always be on the left side. I don't know. But it looks like they can kind of choose different distances and decide to run them or keep records.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's cool. It's nice to see like when people apply like their hobbies into what they're designing.
For sure.
So it's like you can tell there has been a lot of passion and like
they know a lot about running.
Into this, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I think just because you have such a distinct style with the black and white, I think I'd be curious as to, like, you know, do we carry that through here, or I'm just thinking about the overall styles too. But cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Awesome job. Who was that from?
This is from username Utkarsh K.
Utkarsh. Oh, okay.
Utkarsh. And
Awesome
then
job.
last name I think K. Cool. Now let's take a look at J317. Oh, this is day 2 challenge.
Ooh.
So we should be getting kind of icon or plugin experimentation. It should be today's.
Wow, I like how they have so many comments.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Wow.
So this is great for just getting feedback. So I think that comes back to using the discourse community to get some feedback from your peers.
Exactly.
Let's see what's happening here. Whoa, that was awesome. So maybe this is like a book app or reading
cute.
or something.
Nice.
I think, you know, I know we're hypocrites, but like a logo or some name for the app would be good.
Yeah.
But we know what that.
Maybe Undraw?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go to login. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. So yeah, great use of icons.
I like those like ribbons on.
Yeah, they're really cute.
A good touch to it. Oh, like they represent the category.
Yeah, they represent the category.
Oh, I love it. And a short description about each book.
It's very cute. They have the sticky navigation, which is great. Maybe this is scrollable. Oh no, I was too optimistic. It's like, maybe I can scroll. Cool.
One thing I would say is like for the classic category and the horror, just make sure the colors don't conflict with each other.
Yeah.
Especially if you're separating them by category.
For sure. So a test I like to do, which is not scientific at all, because there's a lot of those online checkers, right?
Oh, true,
but like,
yeah.
I'll just squint my eyes, and if I cannot clearly tell the difference between those two colors, I decide it's not contrast enough. So,
Right.
I mean, that's like, again, very just like quick tests. Like, I think especially if you're like a super visual designer, we are paying attention to like nuances and colors. You're like, this is just a slightly paler pink.
Yeah.
But like, you know, that's gonna...
The tint and the shade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But...
I usually put it on top of one another.
Oh, that's a good
see.
check too.
Yeah.
Like I could even see like, I think this yellow or orangey yellow and whatever this yellow would be might be too similar. So yeah, just thinking about if you're using color to do different categories, like Kevin was saying, making sure that they are distinct enough so that the user understands. I think also just from like a hierarchy point of view and the type, maybe the title should be the largest. I also question like some of it's in bold while some of it's, I think, in like regular weight. So just paying attention to type consistency. I think that's when like systems really help. Like you set those type styles and continue to use them. And just also thinking about alignment, like whether are we going for center alignment? Are we going for left alignment? And just being intentional and clear about where we want to do that. And I think just some spacing around the type here. I think this works a little bit better where there's a little bit more room, but maybe it's smaller. Maybe the card should be a full width of the screen just to make use of that. But yeah.
Like have maybe like it's just very vertical. I think it's kind of tight. So maybe having the description text beneath it or
totally.
Yeah.
Or it could be like a full width card with like the thumbnail and just to give a little bit more room too. But yeah, it looks like, I think that's it. But yeah, I love the it feels like bright and friendly and I don't know, fun to engage with.
Yeah, reminds me of like Amazon, like Audible.
Yes, yeah. Cool, great job.
Cornelian was like, oh, full with cards. I was like, yes.
Yes.
Agreed.
Agree. Let's see. Now let's take a look at Batchmore's username. Batchmore. Maybe it's Bachmore. Bachmore. Batchmore. This is an application of friends who love movies who fly over their favorite movies. Fly over their favorite movies. Huh.
Avatar.
Cool. Okay, so it looks like we've got
Sci-fi.
Like the genre, perhaps?
Or the channel?
Oh, maybe the channel. Interesting.
I don't know.
Ratings. See more button. I wonder if see more is about like, well, I'll click it. Ah, I see. It's like kind of a return, like a details.
Description.
I love the animation you've got going on there.
Oh, whoa. Look at that.
Yeah, right? I don't see, people are good at these things. I don't know how to do these things. I would say one thing I'm just curious about is is this the logo for Avatar or?
I don't think.
Yeah. So
no, because isn't it papyrus?
Papyrus.
Oh no.
That's why we know it.
Wait, maybe that's why he's like I'm not going to use papyrus.
Yeah. I would say if you're doing a special treatment of the title of the movie, like maybe that's how you're doing it consistently throughout all the movies, and we'll find out. But otherwise, yeah, maybe using the logo, or just being clear about the intent of the styling. Let's see what else do we got. We got reviews, film series, and genres. Oh, I can click on these.
I'm sorry, I just can't get over of like why Avatar
used
papyrus. Yeah, I'm like
papyrus.
I don't get it.
So okay, it looks like you can kind of share your reviews. It's kind of like Goodreads, but with movies with your friends.
Okay. So the Avatar text, I think it acts as a header.
It's their header text. Got it. Okay, nice. So if that's something consistent you're using, I think that makes sense. I do potentially see it being a little challenging to use, let's say for like long movie titles. So you might want to test it out on that. If it's all caps with drop shadows, maybe it's a bit much for long titles. But it's really clearly like a movie app, I would say. Film series. Oh, interesting.
What do you think of like if the text is too long, like the content?
Yeah.
Having like the 3 dots at the end.
Ellipses, yeah. I think that totally makes sense. I do think though in something as important as like a movie title, like if that's the point of the app, to share movie titles, like we should probably try to accommodate long text for titles. So thinking about that, let's see what else I can explore. So yeah, it looks like I can click into any of these. I could go to Guardians of the Galaxy. Nice. I love the little transitions you've got going on there. Cool.
I like, even the film strip touch.
Yeah, very movie. Yeah. I would also say like just for text here, like creating some hierarchy or maybe bolding labels.
Yes. Yeah.
Just so it's easier to parse and quickly go through in case someone's just scanning the text.
And I think it's good to emphasize, like, what are you trying to emphasize in this page? Like, what's the main CT or call to action you're trying to get them to do? And if it's just to see those details, then I think it should show, like you said, the typographic scale, like bolded, unbolded,
And I mean, I'm curious too, because if this main purpose of this app is to show like your friends' ratings, like maybe we should make sure that's the thing you see on the main page, right? Like, so if you go to, I see, your opinion matters. Right, so it seems like it's really about like your rating and your friends' ratings. If that's the case, then, oh, wow. I wonder what 2 out of 124 means.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. But I think that was a perfect example, like how you had to actually like look through the pages to find the main thing to like the main purpose of this app was to rate.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even see those pages.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, if you emphasize it more on the home screen, then it would be easier for us to
rate
these movies.
So let's say there was like, instead of, maybe I don't care what Film Affinity and IMDb and Metacritic has, or maybe the primary one is like your rating or like your friend's ratings, and then if you hadn't rated it, the main call to action is like rate this movie or something like that. So yeah, if that's the purpose of this app, which it seems like it is, since we're getting some personalized content here.
But I loved, like, again, the little touches you made with like the film strip. Like I'm a movie fanatic, so like looks really good.
Great. And I think we have time for one more. Let's see. Okay. Oh, this is the font's missing. Let's see if there's another project.
And it's cool how just people like give their feedback. They
Yeah.
like tag the person, be like, hey, this is what I think about.
And just like tips and tricks, you know, people are talking about all sorts of things like, how do I do this? Or like, I'm running into this issue, how can I help? Or so yeah, definitely tap into the community here. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is the first day challenge from Dan. So I like it when people do these like case studies.
I love it. It's like the way they set everything up.
Right, it's
I
like
can already
a
tell
lot
it's
of
gonna be
dedication.
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the prompt, I love when I if you guys have heard me before, I just like it when designers write about their projects because it really gives context to what we should be looking at and how we should be like digesting all this information.
Okay, I saw your portfolio.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it.
What? No, oh my god, dude, my
It
website
looks
hasn't been updated in like 4 years. Don't look at it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, don't look at it.
I would have
Don't
never
look at it.
noticed. I would have
Thank
never
you.
noticed.
Yep, so we got colors. Oh, similar to what?
Oh, yeah.
So they're documenting systems, which is
Nice.
great. Icons, there you go.
Wow, they did all that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fonts,
They
awesome.
did that.
Yes, they did this.
Okay, so that's an example of two different
Typefaces, yep. And wireframes, great. So yeah, you guys are seeing similar processes that designers take with kind of starting with loose sketches.
So this is the exact point I'm making is like, how do people keep it this neat?
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah.
And we can like actually read what they're writing. You're like, I can't read mine.
Yeah, I can't.
So they're doing pretty very
cute.
low fidelity. And I think, again, like designers kind of range all over in terms of what they consider like,
Yeah, this is even great too. Like,
yeah, super early, quick explorations. You know, the point is to like make the process work for you, not just work on the, you know, like the goal isn't these screens, right? The goal is to get to the final solution you're trying to get to.
right.
Yeah, it looks like they've set up a prototype and some grids, which is great. And yeah, this is awesome. Wow, I love
Oh,
it
the
when
mock-ups.
designers
Oh my
mock up
gosh.
things. This makes such a big difference, guys. If you guys are working on portfolios, like
Yeah.
it's a pain in the butt, but like take that extra step, mock things up. It really looks professional, right? Like you saw Kevin and my reaction to this. We're like, wow.
Is this a museum app?
It looks like, let's see. Oh, this is just their prompt. Yeah, it's probably about their personal hobby or interest. It looks like art, right? It looks like a Klimt painting or
Yeah.
something.
Ooh.
Or actually, I have no idea. But yeah, it looks like portraits. Yeah, maybe a museum exhibits
Mm-hmm.
coming soon. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a
Nice.
museum app.
That would be such a cool app to make, actually. Like,
Yeah, art map results. So maybe like where you can interact with different pieces of art. But yeah, that was awesome. And yeah, it's great to see again, you guys can see the process of like, I don't know what they did first, like the high fidelity or going to choose these components.
Nice.
But setting up that system and really applying that system through all the screens here.
Cool. Wow, that was a lot of like amazing challenges.
I know. I was
a
like, how
mission.
do people do this in a day? Which is great. When you're doing it in a day. But yeah, Kevin, what are we going to do tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to basically fill in the images into the design system. And then from there, we're going to apply this design system to the rest of the designs, the low fidelity wireframes and prototype.
Yeah, so we'll see how far we get tomorrow and really bring this app to life. But thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Bye.
Bye.